Okay, this is a quick tutorial on how to use a image that you've edited and put it inside of a Polaroid frame, which you're going to then turn in today for credit. So the first thing you're going to do is you need to download both an image and a Polaroid frame. I put both, there's images in the yearbook view where we've been downloading. This is in your drive. So you'll notice that there's some folders here with some photos, and then there's also the Polaroid frame. So I'm going to actually download this file by clicking on the checkbox here, and I'm going to click download. And then that's downloading. I'm going to go ahead and grab another picture to work with, to edit. Okay, once I've downloaded my image, what I'm going to do is open Photoshop. Now, you all have a new version of Photoshop that's different than the one that we learned on. This is Photoshop CS6. Before we had Photoshop Elements. Elements is kind of a light version of Photoshop. This is the full version. So it's nice that we have it, but some of the things I've taught you are in a different place, so it'll be a little bit of practice. The first thing we're going to do is go up to File and click Open. And what I want to do is navigate to where I just downloaded those documents. My downloads go straight to my downloads folder. So I'm going to open up my Polaroid frame. I'm going to hit OK. Okay, so the very first thing I want to do is actually unlock this background layer over here. So I'm going to double click, and I'm going to call this the Polaroid layer. And what I want to do is use my magic wand, and I'm going to click on the white area here. And what I want to do is hit the delete key. So you should see a checkerboard background. That is what we want. In addition, I'm also going to clear out the middle of the frame, the black part, because that's also where we're going to have an image. So I'm going to hit the delete key on that once I hit the magic wand. And I'm going to hit Command D. And now I have a frame that is without anything in the background, and so I'm going to now go up to File, and I'm going to click Place, and I'm going to find that picture I downloaded. Okay, so you'll see that what's happening right now is that it's scaled the picture so that it can fit the whole entire picture in this area. Now, I actually need to make this picture bigger because I want it to fit the whole Polaroid frame. One of the tricky things with when you place an image in Photoshop is that if you start scaling it without holding the Shift key down, then you can distort it. So then I could stretch these girls like this, which I don't want to do, or I could make them really tall. So I have to be really careful with that. When images are stretched incorrectly, it's kind of noticeable to people, and that's something we don't want to do. So I'm going to place it in one more time, and this time I'm going to hold Shift down while I drag the corners so I can get this picture to kind of fill the frame. And I'm going to hit the return key to make that big X go away. Finally, I need to make sure that the Polaroid frame is on top of the picture. So I'm going to pull up and drag, and now you can see what I see in the Polaroid frame. Now, I don't like the positioning of this exactly, so I'm going to work on this a little bit more. I'm going to click on Image 0566 Layer. I'm going to go to my Move tool, which is the topmost tool on your toolbar, and you'll see that you can actually click and drag it now. So I want to improve the framing of this picture. I'm holding the Shift key down while I shrink it a little so I can see both of the girls' hands. This picture has a great playful feeling to it, and I'm going to hit the return key once I've scaled it. Now you might notice that this whole document is actually a little bit bigger than we want it to be, so we're now going to use the crop tool. The crop tool kind of looks like two L's coming together with like a little line through it. It's right below your magic wand. I'm going to click on that, and it pops up with these little handles, and I'm just going to kind of scale them in until I can crop off anything that isn't the Polaroid frame. So I'm doing that right now. Just keep kind of tweaking this a little bit. I am going to, once I have the crop kind of exactly where I want it, I'm just going to hit the return key on the keyboard. It's going to crop my picture. And at this point, I could apply edits to this photo like we've done in the past. So the first step was to crop the picture, which it's been cropped, so I don't need to worry about that. I'm going to go up to Image, and instead of under, I think they're in Photoshop Elements, it was under Enhance, but if you go to Image, Adjustments, this is where you're going to find sort of the editable features of this photo. I just realized though something, when we place this image in, it became a special kind of object. So what I'm actually going to do is go over to my layer here and then hit Control and then click on the layer, and it pops up with this menu, and I'm going to click Rasterize Layer. And what that does is it makes that little icon go away, and now it's not a special layer anymore, and I can go up to Image, Adjustments, and I've got access to my levels, which we did before, so I can play around with tweaking the levels here. I can make it a little brighter. I think making it any darker is a bad idea, so I'm going to make it brighter. Playing around with the midtones and the brights. There's the before, and that's the after, so it's a lot better. We can see it a lot better. And remember also we do image adjustments, and we also do a color balance. We also did variations in Photoshop Elements, but in here you can actually open color balance and you can play around with the color. So I could slide it if I thought it was too blue, I could add some more red into it. If I thought it was too green, I could add more magenta into it. If I thought it was too yellow, and so on. You can play around with this. I'm going to do a quick check, preview before and after. There's not a big difference in what I've done here. I think the color balance in this picture is pretty good actually, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm going to just hit cancel. But you could hit OK. Finally, I want to make sure that this image is the correct size before turning it in. So I'm going to go up to Image, Image Size, and you'll notice it says document size width 13.837 inches wide by 16.97 inches high. That's a really large image. We actually want to make this only 3.5 inches wide. You'll notice that when I type in 3.5 that the height automatically updates, and that's fine. That's what we want. So once I've done that, I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to wait for it to process. It's going to look really small on your screen, but you're actually zoomed way out if you look at the percentage. I can hit Command plus to zoom in. And final thing is I'm going to now save it as a JPEG. So I'm going to go to File, Save As. And I want to make sure I know where I'm saving it, so I'm going to click on the triangle here to open this up, click on Documents, and I'm going to call this my Polaroid Walkathon picture. And you'll notice that the default, it says Format Photoshop. I'm going to change that to JPEG. Just JPEG, not JPEG 2000, not JPEG Stereo, just JPEG. And now I'm going to hit Save. It's going to ask me about quality. Usually you're going to want your quality around 10, and then you're going to hit OK. And now you're done with that portion. And now what you're going to do is you're going to upload it to back to your drive. So you're going to go to back to Chrome, and you're going to go to your drive. And I am going to make a folder right now actually for you guys in the assignment folders. You each have an assignment folder for yearbook, and it'll say something to the effect of yearbook period 7 assignment folders. And you'll see that there's one for each of you, and it'll be in your drive. So I see all of them, you only see yours. And so for instance, for Sergio here, he's going to click on this folder, and he's going to then upload the picture that he just saved. So I'm going to go to my documents, and I'm going to click on the Polaroid that I just saved. Polaroid Walkathon pic. I'm going to drag it and drop it over here. And so now you will see that in Sergio's folder there's the Polaroid Walkathon pic.jpg. This is the file that you're turning in to me, and it should be turned in by the end of class. If you finish this image, you can go on to work on things for your group for the yearbook, or if you don't have anything else to work on, you can work on additional Polaroid pictures.